Okay, so welcome guys back to my YouTube channel. O for Oscar, B for Bravo, I for Indigo, N for November, E for Echo, X for X-ray, U for Umbrella, S for U for Umbrella, S for Sarah. This is the Medical Journal. Okay, this is the Medical Journal updated. This video is very important. Mark it as critical. Excuse me, make it as safety critical tier 3C. For creation duration or for corn for food. OB in excess, Mr. OB Nambi, heart and soul, the trinity of the persona. Please ensure you follow through and perform further research on this project. That's your main based on your cue. Do not forget, do not get confused, Namdi. This video is very important for your third persona. Or your third person development, Mr. OB next number, or your third person development for tier 3C projects, which are constitutional bound via the legal constitute of Article 51, okay, of the United Nations. Okay, the MIME theory. The MIME theory. So, the MIME theory is a theory of self-referential. The theory of self-referential creativity. Basically, it's a self-referential theory of creation and deletion, creation and destruction, self-creation, deletion, creation and destruction. It's basically a model for creation. Something basically, the MIME theory is a theory of inventing and introducing to the Obi framework via Mr. Obi as having a mind to create himself, create reality. So again, if you don't remember this, if you can create something, you can destroy it. If you can rebuild something, you can create it. Or you can recreate it. If you can build it, if you can break it, you can bind it. If you can buy something, you can build it. If you can break it, you can bind it, you can build it. So basically, there's an interlayer. For example, if you can break something, you can break that thing and bind it. If you can break something, you can build it. That's why you can rebuild it. If you repair something, you can renew it. But it's an interlayer between the repairing and the renewing. That's a mechanical process. So I'm saying it's one for the create and destroy, and this is the MIME theory. The MIME theory fits in that. So the MIME theory is literally just create something, destroy. Create something else happens, and then destroy. Because you cannot create before you can destroy. Because these are opposites, in dimensions, in quantum field theory. Because so MIME is a person who does not communicate in the way we do. So he doesn't instruct the copy the way we do. He just mimes reality. So he just mimes. Oh, I'm in a box. But this is a stupid example. So let me just get my cup, open the door, open the cabinet. Open the cabinet. I'm looking, and I leave that because I'm left-handed. And then what do I want to get? I want to get a cup. So I want to get a jug. I get this jug. But this jug is glass, you can't see this glass, I'm using this kind of jug, but it's a real jug I'm holding. But in your relation, you can see this cabinet open, but you saw this jug. So, what I'm saying? This jug is basically someone give it, but it's transparent, so you can't see it, but it's there, but you can't see. So, if you can do the first step, and I pour my drink, and I pour a drink. So, what is this for? And I pour my drink, and I get it, it's now because it's still open. I have to remember it's open. So basically, I just put it on the floor because I poured this cup here and I take my cup and I drink it. And I put it back, put the thing back in the cupboard. The thing in the cupboard. You heard the sound? I put it away and I took it. And I put the jug back and I closed the cabinet. I closed the cabinet with my right hand. So I just mimed that, but obviously are all transparent, translucent. You can't see them at all the angles. So there is a reality there, that Mr. Udi has, based on his white room. So his white room, basically, you got the white room and his grey room. But they share with edges. So the grey room is like things already there that you already know are there. But without them being there, you wouldn't know they're not there. So it's like the grey because they have the grey room example, basically the definition by Obi says Obi and Eze, the king of Obi says. So imagine the color spectrum. Red ocean of York gave battle of him, but we don't have a specific order of color. So why does that spectrum take that shape? Why does the Richard red, orange, yellow, Richard of York gave battle in vain? Color spectrum. Why does it have that kind of way? That order is not the only order it can take. But the system allows it because it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum of wavelength and waveform. Upper later, basically, the more the frequency, the more the light. So You say, you kind of model it some way or other, but there's a bit of redshift. So the red hue, you kind of thing, it's very important to understand because this grey room has the white room, but it's like the grey room. You can have the white room, the grey room in the white room. But that grey area is just a spectrum of variety. So if you have some other colors as separate as palettes, these colors are literally just palettes. You don't know, but you should observe grey because you know that there you observe hue, more and more hue. If you're not directly observing them, but you're observing them, but you see, but the hues of grey, hue, section not aligned with you, don't observe them, HSL. So you then go to the room, the grey room, then you can see the colors, and then I believe that's the mind model. So the mind model requires you to be there at a time. So the white room allows you to create a new, and the green room also destroy. So the white room and the green room are related. That's what. But LG has powers. LG the king can control the king white realm, grey room, and the grey room is not white room. So the room is for assembly and disassembly. So because you can assemble stuff by creating a new binding them. Say so if you got a lot of cameras, like some kind of tech, old tech, some kind of camera models, like let's say vintage 50 years, 50 years from now, you get Polaroid cameras, you get all types, you get a one hand or one. But if you take all the components apart, and then you reassemble a new one, that new one already existed, but you didn't have the way to conclude them. The product comes to just take a film, and that film takes it on a tape. And that tape is what records the film. That's what probably do because the record films, I look at them, and you can then use that. So you have all the blueprints ready, but they just sparse and still. You have to take a component out to get a component in, but they do the same job. You can have more memory, but if you're creating with someone else that has a damaged hand or something like that. So the hand is very important to use in analogy because the hand holds a Polaroid camera like this, not one eye. But if you want them to be binoculars, you can use them for two. So you can adjust the kind of. So if I have and I look at this, I'm gonna my Polaroid binoculars so you can see further and take Polaroid videos. So I can take a Polaroid camera and have one back eye. So I take the one camera eye and then have two because I can see further. Yeah, the video camera and then take a videos. But it's like a zooming camera, and I'm saying it works because we have the lens, we have the two. You just copy the one eye, just get it up. But there's just white ones for creating new stuff. So there's the thing of creating destruction. Is where's the grey area? Where's the grey area between the something being created, something destroyed, and how does being in the space of here? Because it is CD project which is human rights framework human rights what's it called here now affects the creation and structure of the because it's not far. They won't see the colors. They won't see the colors. They won't see the colors. They observe grey because they're not using that space of painting like some kind of art room, because if it's not being used, you say, and what is the, saying? So it's about creation. So so you exist, I exist. You should, people ignore. If it was around you and you ignore everyone, but you didn't have a problem one day. One day in your life, one day that means something exists in your, but this is your reality. You believe this is your world, You get so cocky. You didn't know if you get cocky, That means something changed, something in your reality changed, something, and that's where you had a problem, Something your framework was gonna give, Maybe you should move on that, but I'm saying, I'm saying that, the kind of thing I'm saying is you share a reality with someone that you don't know that you have a problem, because it's all about perfection. If they're perfect or not, if they're perfect or not, then you would have any problem. There's no problem. You're perfect. You don't have any problem. But someone has a problem. So, which I'm saying, so you have no problem until they give you a problem. So you're here now. You move the majority, but you are intricately with everything. There is nothing stopping you from doing everything. If you want to start flying, you can. But you have to be doing that. Because you have to. You see, the main thing is about creating your space. What is your perfect space? Where would you want to live perfectly? Where you want to be? Because I'm making this video for myself really, but let me try to put away. If there's nothing and you can, if there's everything you can create, what would you create? How would you create your legs? How would you create yourself? What kind of persona would you have put on? How would you like to interact with your environment? So you never get a problem. Problems are can remove you. You know, in the space you don't want to can't share, you can never share with anyone else. Yeah. So you get this kind of model here, because there's no one around you but you. So you can think of everyone as an AI system. You know, you don't know when someone's conscious, someone's aware, because you know you're conscious, you know you're aware, you know you bleed, you do, but you cannot tell the full information. Not that they don't bleed or they're not conscious, you cannot observe their reality because you are observing the full outside layer. So this is why this is my asking, what does it mean for someone to share a dimension, and how can you verify whether someone is can blood, sweat, and tears, can cry, can sweat when they work too hard, and tear up. Yeah, it's more of a reflection protocol because it verifies you as a human being to others. And say, if it's a zombie alien, so some kind of fungi, you will know instinctively which kind of framework and build them. You allow you to verify via reflecting on people, the sovereignty of what it means to be a human being, and what it have to mean to have a soul and a heart. Thank you guys for watching. This is introduction to the MIME theory. Basically, I'm trying to make it a program. So, you can use it for bootstrapping executable and clickable artifacts for Mugo OS. And creating or educating a problem dilemma, but it's a self-referential problem of creation and destruction, counter to Genesis things. Thank you.